All right, hello everybody. We're gonna do a quick rundown of the patch notes. I don't know if I'm gonna do this for every patch, but I know this is a huge patch, and I'm kind of mainly doing it for myself, to be honest, so I can actually know all the changes. But maybe me talking about it, going over it, and putting it on YouTube will help somebody else. So if it helps you, if you find any value from it, just let me know. But if not, oh well. Sorry. All right, let's get into it. The first change, obviously, matchmaking, which I've already used it already. 24/7 is nice. It's hype. You can just play it whenever you want, because I do a lot of morning streams and stuff, and having to wait till 3 p.m. really sucked. So I'm hype. Besides that, added the new minimap. I've seen a lot of people hating on the minimap. I kind of like it. The main thing that I hated was the highlight glow from the neutral camps. I'm glad they updated that, so it has the arrows again. And the hero icons, they can still do some work, but it's not bad. And I like how the lane swapped from orange to green. It's easier to distinguish for colorblind people, I believe. That's good. Other than that, they added the new behavioral system. Players can temporarily lose access to certain capabilities in the game. The controls includes matchmaking, voice chat, text chat, pausing, and reporting. I've seen this. It's on your profile on the top right. It's a good system, basically, so people don't abuse everything. That's good. There's now a low priority queue. I saw that. The primary way is from dodging or abandoning games. There's no dodging, but just abandoning enough games and you'll be in low prio with other people that are also doing that. So basically, just don't abandon games. Nobody wants to be in a low prio queue. It's miserable. Regularly misreporting players will result in you losing the report function and may, in some cases, cause you to go into low prio as well. That's crazy. Just don't spam report people for no reason. Otherwise, you get wrecked. All right, let's see it. New players that are queued solo will only match with other new players until they get 4 wins. Good, better new player experience, which is always nice. Lane allocation of 1-1-2-2 and 2-2-1-1 will no longer be possible setup. That's good because it could feel like if you're on the outer ones, it feels like you're really isolated from the rest of the map. So I'd be like having the twos get in more interspersed is really good for the game states. 6-player party will no longer match against solo players. This may result in longer queue times, which is good. If one team's on comms and one team's isn't, it's just different. Or if they have synergies, it just sucks to play against. All right, AFK players will be automatically kicked out after a few minutes. Yeah, that's good. Basically, it incentivizes to not go AFK because then you'll be put in low prio. That's good. Abandoned match dialogue is no more clear. Yep, that's good. Abandoned match now has a time delay. You can click it to help protect against some accidental cases. That's good. Basically makes it so you don't accidentally leave a game, I guess. Custom hotkeys per hero. It doesn't really affect Abrams too much, but I've seen some people say that that's a welcome change for when you have a lot of active abilities. Basically, you can use them more reliably depending on which hero you're playing. Good. Balance pad visualizers have been replaced with a wind fan. No mechanic changes. The effect also indicates the travel path. I guess it's more for just like making it all look similar with each other. Added little spirit followers. I've seen that. It's cute. It doesn't change anything, but it's cute. Now orange, yeah, orange is green, obviously. Spacebar no longer cancels abilities. Abilities can be pressed again. The ability button has to be pressed again to cancel. Yeah, that one was a weird one. I had it in the game the other day that I was trying to use spacebar to cancel the dash on Abrams, and you have to you press the 2 ability now in order to cancel it. Which overall is probably a good change, but it was just weird to get used to it. The alternate cast modes modifier button and alternate cast button have had their behaviors merged. Okay, I don't really use either, but all right. Added UI button hints when using alternate cast. That's good. Added a slider for double tap alternate cast timing. Okay. I don't really know anything about those, to be honest. I haven't used that before. Changes scoreboard and extra info. Yep. This was weird to get used to at first because I was holding alt to ping before, but I like this better when you can use tab to ping now, rather than the alt button, because if you're leveling up with ult like in a team fight, it can kind of mess with your crosshair if you're like leveling up with ult and also trying to move your cursor to follow them. So I like this change better. You still have to get used to it. Yep, this is that. Science performance improvements. It was super glitchy on day 1, but they already changed it. I saw that too. Sandbox or practice area. Okay. Oh yeah, you can do private lobbies now. That's good. Upgrade ability keys are now customizable. Okay. Adjusted mid boss low health roar sound to be more distinct from sound spawned. That's good. I've already heard that too, but it's a good change because then now you don't have to worry like, oh, are they doing it or did it spawn? Now you just know. Maximum FPS sliders. That's good. Removed pause limit for hero testing co-op matches and tutorial. Okay. Added support for launching the game in a secondary monitor. Okay. Friends menu. These are all just like bug fixes, I guess. Being able to invite offline users. Okay. Fix invite tooltips on friend menus not being positioned correctly. Metal skin effects revisions. Okay, it just looks different. Static shard. I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna skip these. It's all just like visual effects and it sounds, but I'm gonna read through real quick. Yeah, it's just more sounds and everything. It makes everything easier to know and easier to understand, but doesn't actually change any of the mechanics of the game. All right, missed gameplay. Orbs now favored the claimer rather than the denier when both impact within a very narrow window of each other. That's good. It's harder to deny, easier to claim, which is good. I mean, it sucks for Abrams because that's one thing about Abrams that I like is you can just shotgun things so easily, but that makes sense. I've seen this one. It's a great change. Flex slot moved from first to second. That was a needed change for sure because sometimes if one lane gets just rolled and you lose that early walker, they just instantly have a flex slot for the entire team and it just feels bad. So making it 2 walkers is a welcome change for sure. All ability and item cooldowns increased by 6% globally. What? All ability and item cooldowns increased by 6% globally. Ability and item cooldowns. Okay. Basically everything takes longer to be up now. That's crazy. Max respawn time now happens at 35 rather than 40. That's good because basically makes it easier to close out games. Tier 4 items reduced by 100. Not too much of a change. Kind of placebo. Shield regeneration time reduced from 60 seconds to 50 seconds. I guess that's kind of significant. Basically, if you like leave combat, you're out of combat for a while, it'll just regen faster. Wall jump activation has been made more lenient, which is good. It was really hard to hit off sometimes. Wall jump launch angle can now be steered a bit more. That's good. I've already seen a pretty crazy clip that you can hit with wall jumps. I'll show y'all here in a bit. Jump shooting lockout. Actually, I'll probably just throw it on the screen at the same time. That's a good idea. I'll just throw there's a way you can use the neutral shops to actually jump above them in the latch, and it's crazy. One of my friends showed me, so I'll just throw a clip of that for sure. Jump shooting lockout period reduced from 0.25 to 0.15. That's good. You can shoot faster when you jump. It's nice. Souls from bosses now appears much more spread out. Yeah, so it's harder to you can steal all of it so easily. It's crazy, but so that's good. It's harder to steal everything. Rope climbing speed increased. Good. Taking non-dot damage while on a rope slows you by 30. That's good because people could just run away on a rope up to the roofs, and that was really annoying. Heavy melee hit registration. When they say this, what does this even mean? Did it make it harder to hit it or easier to hit it? Because they just improved the registration of it. I don't know. Mid-boss warning now happens at 60 instead of 50. Okay. Walker B max range, the sticky portion after being acquired, reduced by 20%. That's good. So you can get out of tower range at walkers faster. That's good. Successful parry cooldown. I saw this. This is a good change. I mean, if you're able to hit parries, you should be able to keep hitting parries over and over. It's a good change. Sucks for Abrams, but good change. Fixed alt fires not working with conditional bonuses like close range. Doesn't really affect Abrams, but I can see it for certain champs. Like what's his name? Shiv, his right click shoots 2 bullets, his left click shoots 1, right? So maybe close range wasn't working on the alt fire. Melee trooper hitbox improved. Okay. Fixed medic troopers sometimes using their heal on guardian bosses. That's funny. Fixed multiple heroes getting the power up bonus by standing on top of it before it spawns. Yeah, I saw this. They patched it out already, which is good. Fix your gun reloading down to a smaller magazine when reloading with higher ammo than your max. I have seen this before. It has happened to me. Happens a lot on 7 because if you use one of his abilities, you can actually get a bigger clip, and then when it's done, you'll go back to your regular clip size, and you'll lose all that extra ammo, which sucks if you reloaded. All right, now we're out of that. We're gonna go to item changes. Start with weapons. This is gonna be a lot of reading, but it's a lot of useful reading. So let's get to it. Headshot booster bonus damage reduced from 45 to 40. That's good because headshot could feel super skill heavy, and it can make it so if somebody's goated, they'll just destroy you in lane with this. They abused this item a ton in the tournament, a ton. High velocity mag, weapon damage reduced from 14 to 12. That's good because people are same thing. Like I've seen a ton of Kelvins building that. Just a really fast pickup item where it's like 500 gold or something, and it gives a ton of extra damage too, as well as just increasing the speed of your bullets. So that's a good change. Restorative shot healing from heroes is increased from 35 to 40, and healing from troopers is increased from 10 to 15. Huge change for Abrams. It's just because that's like a must-have item, and now it's just more regen in your laning phase. It's big. I can see more people just building it in general too, because it gives other stats as well, not just the healing. Great buff. Hollow point round conditional weapon damage increased from 20 to 22. Okay, that's a really small change. I can see it helping. Rapid rounds fire rate reduced from 12 to 9. That's actually a kind of big one, and it provides no longer provides minus 50 health. That's good. It kind of felt like you were nerfing yourself a little bit if you bought it too early in the laning phase, because you'd loot HP, you'd lose health, and you'd be really squishy, even though you had faster bullets. I don't know, what's her name? Hayes likes to get that one a lot. That always felt kind of weird that she would lose health to buy it. So that's good. Active reload, life steal reduced from 22 to 20. Okay. Mystic shot, spear damage now considers bullet takeoff or bullet fall off. That's good because sometimes you can shoot people from really far away and it did full mystic shot damage, and then the cooldown's reduced. Okay, I can see that actually be pretty hype for a lot of champs. Even Abrams buying that could go crazy with the cooldown reduction, and it has the bullet fall off because it's gonna be less powerful on champions that shoot from far away like Talon, and more powerful for champions like Abrams where you can get up close. I could see that actually being a really nice poke tool. Like if you get a soul lead, you can maybe pick one of those up to just push your advantage harder. Berserker bullet resist reduced from 8 to 7. I always buy Berserker on Abrams, so that kind of sucks, but you know, it was a really good item, so I can see why they needed to nerf it. It's good still. Long range bullet shield increased from 90 to 140. Okay, that's good for mainly champions like Talon and Vindicta, but I can see it. Melee charge, dang, 4 melee charge changes. I already saw about this stuff, which is interesting. Charge distance bonus is moved to innate section. Okay. Passive, I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Passive now has an 8-second cooldown. Yeah, which sucks. I've already had to deal with that. That sucks. When passive triggers, you deal plus 20% melee damage. Okay. Now gives a UI indication. I've seen that. It's just right in the middle of your screen. It says reloaded. I wonder how long the 20% melee damage bonus is there. Because if you pop your passive, so you hit one melee hit, the next melee hit's gonna be more damage, I guess. Then I want to see how useful that would be. Interesting though. Soul Shredder bullets. Weapon damage increased from 6 to 7. Okay. Fleetfoot's a huge item. A ton of people buy it. So let's see. I think it needs to be nerfed a little, but we'll see what they do. Active move speed reduced from 3 to 4. Okay. Cooldowns reduced by 4 seconds. Okay. And then health increased from 75 to 90. Yeah, that's okay. I like how it has less of a move speed time because people could just use it and run away and get away like nothing happened, which is just crazy to me. That's welcomed. And I like having less cooldown because you can use it more. There's more. You don't have to feel like as greedy as trying to hold it now. Like you can even use it running from lane to the other lane, stuff like that. Good. Warp Stone range reduced from 13 to 11. That's good. It's another item that got abused during the tournament. It's a really strong item. So making it a little less strong is always nice. It's like having flash for free on like a 20-second cooldown. It's insane. Heroic Aura active move speed reduced from 3 to 2. That's another. Yeah, they're just trying to reduce move speed in the game, which is good. Some people are crazy fast in the game. Burst Fire now provides plus 70 health. That's good. It's just anything to give a little bit more resilience to people is nice. Sharpshooter bullet health increased from 175 to 200. When it says bullet health, does it mean like a bullet shield? Is that how they said it earlier? I don't even know where they said it. Yeah, they said bullet shield earlier, and now they're saying bullet health. I wonder if that means bullet shield. I don't know. Let's check it out. Okay. Hunter's Aura bullet resistance reduced. That's good too. Because Hunter's Aura was just such an annoying item for champions like McGinnis to get. They just perma-sit on the side lane with that, and they just can go crazy. Titanic Mag bullet resist increased. Another item that McGinnis likes, so I guess they're just giving it to her in a different way. Bullet resistance is a crazy item because it makes it so like champions like Vindicta and Haze and um other gun focused builds are just doing less damage. And then alchemical fire, spirit power increased from 7 to 11. Okay. Crippling headshot, debuff duration reduced from 5 to 4. That's good. It's less punishing if you get hit in the head by somebody with it. These are all like those really expensive items. Lucky shot, bonus damage increased from 80 to 90. Okay. I think it's like every. We can look it up, but I think it's every. It's like a random chance of getting the extra damage. So it's for champions that shoot a ton, like Haze. Glass cannon, max stacks increase from 5 to 7. That's the one where you get more damage per takedown, but you lose them on death. So that's good. It incites being greedy, which is nice. More ways to like kind of push your advantage, but then also like ways for enemies to come back. Always good. Silencer, damage increase from 15 to 20%. Okay, that item's already crazy. Like another item that's really good on champions like Haze, where if you can get if you get that plus the static bullets or the AoE bullets, it just feels like you could silence a whole team like that. It's pretty impressive. And then Frenzy, linger duration increased from 4 to 6. Okay, that's good. Let's see, vitality items, HP items. These are the items that Abrams loves. Let's see what we got here. Healing right now grants plus 3 spirit power. Okay, that's for basically when you're falling behind in lane. You can use that for a lot of sustain. Abrams doesn't really buy it, but I can see why having plus 3 spirit power is good on it. It just gives them it's a little bit stronger of an item in the early game. Enduring spirit enduring spirit. Spirit lifesteal increased from 8 to 10. Okay, and then melee lifesteal. This one's huge for Abrams. Melee damage reduced from 15 to 13. I mean that hurts, but it's nothing crazy. 2%. Yeah, it's gonna take away like a solid like 8 to 10 damage on a melee. I mean it's not crazy, but I can see it stacking up when you build other items. Health Nova now requires healing right. That's good. Anything that you can use one item to build to the next is always nice. Health Nova against plus 4 spirit power, and Health Nova range reduced from 18 to 15. Okay, you have to get close for people to use it. That's always nice. Divine Barrier, bullet shields, and spirit shields are reduced. Yeah, this item was crazy. Because you could basically you can either put it on yourself or put it on other people, and it'll give them this huge shield. So like, if you're playing like a Calvin and you just dive in, or Abrams dives in, you can throw this on them, and then they just can't die. It was a crazy strong item. Rescue beam healing reduced, which is good. Cast range reduced, also good because this item was crazy. I had it in my video where my friend saved me a few times with it, but it's a crazy item too. No longer cause healing right. That's a nice change. Fortitude. Lane troopers do not reset the passive regen timer. Okay. Life strike melee damage reduced from 40 to 35. See, so this is the item you build life strike out of melee lifesteal, so it's increasing the nerf from 2% to 5%. That's actually kind of significant. Now they are reducing a lot of HP elsewhere in the build. I mean, in the game, so I can see how the damage will still be okay, but 5% always sucks. But it also, I mean, it always has done just a fuck ton of damage, which is crazy. Majestic leap, lower cooldown, I guess, and then metal skin cooldown has been reduced too. This one I've heard this is like giga counter to Haze, so shout out if you're ever playing against a Haze, just build a metal skin, you'll be fine. Inhibitor, fixed damage reduction on bullets not being reduced by a percentage properly. Okay. Colossus, radius increased from 10 to 12, and the cooldown is 45 to 35. Cooldown 10 seconds is actually crazy because this is a late game item, so you know, if you're having fights every 30 seconds, you can actually use this every fight now, when before, like, having it being a 45-second cooldown kind of sucks because it's the item where you get really big and then you slow people around you. So you want to like get huge and get in there, but having it at such a long cooldown will always felt really bad. That's a good change. Phantom Strike damage reduced from 150 to 75, and the Spirit Power scaling reduced from 2 to 1. That's good. That's the one where you dash onto people. I like it. I've been using it more with Abrams too, but I can see why it needed to be nerfed. It's a super strong item because it doesn't just do damage; it does a ton of other things too. But the fact that it did so much damage, which was kind of crazy, but that's good. Soul Rebirth no longer grants 20% weapon damage, and the cooldown reduction reduced from 18 to 15. Okay, that's like where you buy GA in League. Yeah, it was crazy that it gave so much damage for how powerful of an item it is, so that's good too. Unstoppable fix not preventing disarm properly, which is good because sometimes you would unstoppable against like a Mo and Krill, and you would still be disarmed, and it just felt really bad. So that's a good change too. All right, let's take a look at the spirit items. I gotta take a sip of something real quick. All right. Spirit Strike, huge item for Abrams too, and we see 4 changes instantly. So they're trying to take out melee damage of the game. It's kind of a big nerf to Abram. Let's see. Melee damage reduced by 3%. Crazy. Debuff duration reduced. I mean, 11 seconds is still a long time, so who cares? Spirit Shield reduced from 80. I mean, you'll feel this, but at the same time, you're getting more healing from the restorative shots. So it might just be like a placebo nerf because you're already getting more healing from that item. So maybe they just needed to do this to balance it out. And then the regen reduced from 1 to 0.8. Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but I think it kind of counteracts itself with how much better restorative shot is. So we'll see. Mystic Reach, Spear Resist increased from 5 to 6. That's good. And the ability range increased from 15 to 16. Yeah, that's good. It kind of felt like an underwhelming item, so I'm good. Glad it's getting some love. And then extra Spirit increased from 8 to 9. Yeah, giving it a little bit more damage is nice. Ammo Scavenger, neutral kills now count as a soul capture. Good. And buff duration increased from 35 to 40. Also good. Nice. Withering Whip, fire rate slow increased from 30 to 40. Yeah, I hate having more slows in the game, but you know what? If they want to do that, they can do that. Because they're also slowing a lot of people. Like, they're giving less move speeded items, and now they're increasing slows. That sucks. But it's fine. Slowing Hex, projectile speed has increased by 20%. Okay. And then Quicksilver Reload, damage increased from 50 to 65. That's good. That item felt kind of shit. I mean, before this, it only just felt like it just gave you like an extra reload, or like a faster reload, but now the damage having plus 15 for that clip is actually kind of significant. We'll see how that makes for champions that drop a whole load like McGinnis or like Hayes. That could be crazy. Surge of Power, imbued ability now grants plus 10% fire rate when used. Okay. Same 6-second duration as the move speed buff. Nice. Rapid Recharge now gains 12% weapon damage. Tier 1 extra charge gives plus 6%. Okay. So you just get more weapon damage from your rapid recharge now. That's good. Just buffing the later game items, which is always nice. Improved burst, damage reduced from 10% of max health to 9%. That's nice because if you have a ton of HP like Abrams, 3,500 health, 1% actually does a lot of damage. So reducing that's always good. And then the power going up is, yeah, that's good too. Torment Pulse, this is an item that Abrams loves. Getting a plus 15 health. I mean, it's kind of small, but I guess it could add up if you have like percent health from the crates and everything. It could be kind of significant. And then Silence Glyph, Spirit Shield, reduce from 200 to 150. Okay, getting less health. Echo Shard, Spirit Power increase plus 4. That's a lot. Interesting. Okay, so looks like from all of the items, they did a ton of okay, first melee damage is down, regen is up, and move speed is down. Is something that I noticed from most items. And also just damage in general got up, buffed a lot from a lot of things. Interesting. All right, let's start with the heroes. And of course, the main man. First on the list, Abrams. Fixed seismic impact getting stuck on ceilings, like in the mid-boss room. Yeah, that's nice because sometimes if you're on a ceiling with like a lip or something and you use ult and you're on the roof, like you wouldn't be able to charge down correctly. It's kind of cringe. That's good. Shoulder charge turn rate reduced. I mean, as an Abrams player, you hate that, but I mean, for game balancing, that makes sense because it was a little too easy to land sometimes. Resilience minus 1%. That's, I don't know. That's nothing crazy. It's kind of placebo, but okay. And then shoulder charge reduced stun time. This one's a big change. That one you can feel it. This one you could feel because later level up, you can't shoot and heavy melee anymore. Now you just have to heavy. If you shoot and go for a heavy after, especially if they have the thing to reduce stun durations, then they can just parry you and you're fucked. So you definitely can't shoot before you heavy melee now, which sucks, but I mean, is what it is. All right, Bebop. I've heard these changes go crazy with his ult. Like his ult's like S tier now. Let's see. Uppercut no longer roots your hero during cast time. Yeah, that feels good. Can now keep firing if he jumps as his layer is already warmed up. Also good for him. Reverted recent change to make Hook of an alternate cast mode to pierce through allies and enemies. That's good because it makes it kind of OP if you can just shoot through your allies if you want. Hook range reduced. That's also good because it felt kind of crazy that he could hook you from like half the lane without even having the Mystic Reach item. So it was nuts. And Hyper Beam, this is the crazy one. Now does splash damage around a 5-meter area. The beam connects to on the ground. It's like the same area that's around him. Which is, yeah, can be used to fish heroes out of cover in some areas. That's crazy. That's a huge buff. I think he's a big winner of this patch from that. Let's see, Dynamo. Rejuvenating Aura no longer gets canceled when stamina is used. Okay, that's good. That would be kind of... I don't know why it would cancel it. That's kind of weird. Basically, if you double jump, it would cancel your aura. Okay. That's good that you can still have it. Rejuvenating Aura tier 3 reduced from 4 to 3.8%. Okay. Pulse tier 1 reduced from 40 to 35% slow, so less slow is always nice. And then the Quantum Entanglement cooldown has been increased by 1 second. Okay. I mean, overall, I'd say this is nerfs, but having this feels like a big buff. The other ones are pretty small nerfs compared to how, like, this would probably feel really bad if you're used to using a ton of stamina and suddenly you get fucked over by it. That feels pretty nice. All right, Great Talon. Fixed issues with charge shot hitting targets behind walls. Yeah, I can see how that's cringe. Fixed guided owl doing damage through buildings, which is also crazy. I'm glad they took that out. It should have LOS damage indicators. Rain of arrows weapon damage reduced from 7 to 4. Good. Tier 2 weapon damage from 7 to 5. Also good. Bullet damage growth per boon increased from 1.46 to 1.8. Okay. And then Guided Owl cooldown has increased from 110 to 120. Yeah. Overall, just nerfs, which are good, though, because Great Talon, I think in like higher ranks in pro play from that tournament we saw, Great Talon isn't that crazy, but in lower ranks, he is a demon. Or like against new players, it's disgusting how much damage he can do with that Spirit build that's been running around. So nerfing Spirit build feels good, and then also just nerfing the tier 2 Rain of Arrows, like the AoE arrow damage, that's also nice. Small change to Haze. Haze fixed issue with Sleep Dagger hitting targets behind walls. Okay, it's a nerf, but it's basically just a bug fix. Infernus base health reduced. Yeah, Squishier, which is good. Flame Dash slow resistance has been increased by 20%. Also good because there's less slowing in the game. I hate slows in general, so anything that reduces slows, I'm all for. Ivy fixed some control issues when flying near a wall. That's good. Airdrop silence and slow debuff duration reduced from 4 to 4.5, or from 4.5 to 4. Okay. That makes it better. I mean, they're taking back some of the nerfs to his ult because his nerf kind of hit heavy on his ult. They're kind of taking that back a little, which is good. All right, Kelvin, the person I hate the most because of their slows. Dude, they did. Kelvin, Arctic Beam fire rate slow reduced from 80 to 40. Okay, that's really good. Basically, you can still shoot semi-fast when he's hitting you with the beam, which is good because it's crazy. He could just hit you with the beam and you were really slow and you could do 0 damage. So that's a really good change. And then the movement slow is only minus 10%. I mean, I'll always take it, but it's still a super annoying slow to deal with. But okay. Objectives and rejuvenators are now frozen and invulnerable when in their frozen shelter. Huge. Basically, he can't ult to get the rejuve secure anymore, which is really good. That's nice. Good change. Nerf to Kelvin. PogChamp. Ice Path and Arctic Beam can now also be cancelled by hitting the ability key again. That's good too. I mean, it's just more skill expression on Kelvin, so that's cool. Overall nerf for sure though. Lady Geist Essence Bomb tier 3 damage increased by 4%. Okay. Scaling is increased by 0.1. That's crazy. Her bomb is so annoying in the lane, and it could clear waves so fast later on. And now they're buffing the damage on this bomb. Oh hell no. That's so annoying. Anyways, okay, if that's what they want to play. Fix a recent bug with Malice that caused multiple blood shards to be absorbed by one hero rather than pass through and hit others. It didn't stack that way in any case. Interesting. Okay, just bug fix. Basically, I mean, it's like a micro nerf, I guess, but I don't know how often this bug happened. And then Lady Guy's self damage no longer consumes shields. General change. Okay, that's good. You can still keep your shields against people because shields take forever to regen, so that's good. Overall, though, I'd say big nerf. I mean, big buff. Sorry, big buff from her bomb primarily because a lot of those bomb build guys is nasty. So now that it's all getting buffed, it's crazy. Lash I've heard that this adds a lot of skill expression to the game for him. The ground slam now allows you to turn during the descent. Yeah, so while you're slamming down, you can slide off to the side. If they try to juke you, you can slide off and slam it on them, which is cool. Bullet growth increased from 1.15 or no, bullet growth. It doesn't say increase or decrease, but bullet growth from 1.15 to 0.9, so it's decreased by 0.25. Okay. Ground strike damage spirit scaling has increased by 0.07. That's good. And then ground strike damage per meter spirit scaling increased from 0.045 to 0.05. Okay, so they're making his ground strike scale better with spirit, which is good because and per meter spirit getting, because that item, if you can throw them in with your ult and then you can hit a huge ground strike on them, it does a ton of damage. So adding more damage to that strike is pretty cool because it's a very skill expressive champion. It's not something that you can just pick up and play really easily. So adding more damage to a skill expressive is always nice. McGinnis, medical specter radius is reduced from 6 to 5. Okay, but now it grows with spirit power. So if you do a spirit power McGinnis build, you can get huge healing auras. That's cool. Can no longer wall jump from spectral wall. Interesting. I didn't even know you could. I mean, that's good. Mid range reduced from 7 to 6. That's good. And then the wall duration has been reduced. Okay, another nerf. Heavy barrage spirit scaling has been increased by 0.05, and minimum range reduced from 7 to 6. And then mini turrets bullet travel speed increased. Okay, so it's they're trying to nerf like, or not really nerf Gun McGinnis, but they're trying to incentivize people to go spirit instead of Gun McGinnis, because everything's getting more scaling, and then they're making it easier to use the ult and the wall on people. They basically want you to build more spirit power focused, which I'm all for, because the gun McGinnis could get really annoying. So I mean, spirit power is still annoying too because the turrets are crazy, but you know, it just makes more build diversity, which is always fun in the game. We'll see what happens with her though. Mo and Krill, camera zooms out a little bit more when you're unburrowing. That's good for clarity reasons, so you can know what's going on. You can cast Scorn while using combo. Okay. Then combo tier 2 reduced from 1 second to plus 0.75 seconds. Okay, so the duration lasts less time. Yeah, his ult is crazy. It's like Warwick ult from League, where basically you're just stuck there and everyone can just destroy you while you're stuck. So I'm glad that you're stuck for less. Small nerf, but nothing crazy. Paradox, just one line. Fixed issues with Paradox will swap hitting targets behind walls. Okay. I mean, that's good. That sounds more like a bug, if anything. But, I mean, should be the same power levels. Pocket, barrage amp per stack reduced from 7 to 6%. Barrage slow reduced from 40 to 30%. That's good. And added a brief lockup period on flying cloak to prevent accidental double clicks. Okay, so if you accidentally use it really fast, trying to spam it, that's good. Small nerf to him, but nothing crazy. I think just taking slows out of the game is always nice, and then taking just 1% damage from the barrage. It's nothing crazy. He can still be played really well. So small nerf. I see 7. A lot of things. Based bullet resist reduced from 8 to 0%. Okay, so he takes a ton more bullet damage just base in the game. That's good. Bullet resist no longer scales with boons. Okay, interesting. Headshot reduction increased from 25 to 35%. Okay, so he does less damage from headshots, even more now. Stormcloud damage reduced by 0.4 or by 14. That's good. Max radius reduced from 30 to 25. Also good, because you could just go into their ult. You can go to their base ult and it hits the entire map. It's kind of crazy. That's good that they reduced it. And then Stormcloud cooldown reduced. That's nice because the cooldown is crazy long. 180 to 140. Okay, and then audio is now a little clearer when it's cast. Okay, overall nerfs, but the ult cooldown reduction is kind of crazy. But I mean, for sure, overall nerfs, but it's more like skill expressive probably. Okay, 7 or Shiv. Fixed issues with serrated knives hitting targets behind walls. Yeah, it's just taking out bug from walls. That's always nice. Slice and dice damage reduced from 125 to 105. That's good. It's his W. Really good wave clearing. Really good jungle clearing item. That's good. It's being reduced. Bloodletting deferred damage cleared reduced from 50 to 40. Okay, so that's when you use his 3 ability active. it would reduce or it would get rid of everything, and you'd heal some of it back. So you heal for less now, which is good. Killing blow bonus damage from full rage reduced from 25 to 20. Okay, making the executes a smaller range now. And then blow tier 2, killing blow tier 2 now also increases the range amp by plus 5%. Okay, so it's less early and it's the same later on. Overall nerfs, but nothing too bad. But small nerf to his second and third ability, which I mean that's good. He was kind of crazy with it. The Vindicta, base bullet damage reduced from 14 to 13. Okay, stake tier 1 duration reduced from 0.75 to 0.5. That's good because the stake feels crazy sometimes. Assassinate bonus gold is now shared with assisters. Interesting. It used to be where Vindicta would get all the gold, but now if you get an assist on the kill, you get some gold too. So it incentivizes your team to let you take the kill because now they still get gold as well. Very interesting. I like that a lot. I like that change a lot. The Crow Familiar now reduces bullet armor by 6%. Okay. That's good because if you hit Crow now, you do more damage. But the Crow itself does less damage. Okay. Less spirit scaling too, which you're not really building too much spirit damage on her, so that's nice. Spirit power duration scaling reduced from 0.04 to 0.03. Oh, okay, for how long it lasts. Okay, that's good. You can now use stamina while flying to get an impulse in the facing direction. Okay, that's good for Invicta because she can basically dodge things easier now, which is always nice. Spacebar no longer exits the ability. You have to press the key again. They talked about that earlier, but I guess they're just clarifying on the champion itself. Assassinate now does 20% more damage when getting a headshot. That's cool. Assassinate scope ends when you are stunned. Okay, so now it makes it obvious when you're stunned, but the more damage from headshots, just more skill expression, which is always cool. Adding skill expression to the game is always nice. So that's dope. Viscous. Puddle Punch now correctly knocks people in the cube up in the air. Okay, so if they're cubed, you can push them away with the punch. That's cool. Improve various issues with the camera. That's nice. Puddle Punch now telegraphs an effect before it forms. So basically people can know what it's going to do. Base bullet damage reduced from 14 to 13. Okay. Splatter damage reduced from 110 to 100. That's good. Less poke damage in lane and less bullet damage early on. Blue ball turn rate improved. Okay. His ult felt a little hard to control, so that's nice. They made it better. And the stun frequency cooldowns improved from 1.5 to 1.25. So basically, you can stun more frequently during the ult. That's good if you're like constantly hitting people in a closed area. Then fixed puddle punch, piercing, unstoppable. Okay, so unstoppable doesn't get punched away anymore. That's good. It's hard to say whether it's overall buff or overall nerf. Definitely, their nerfing is early game here, but this feels like a pretty good buff to his ult. I mean, we'll just leave it at neutral for now. It's early game nerf, late game buff for sure. All right, let's see Warden. We're almost there, boys. We're almost there. Warden bullet growth reduced from 1.31 to 1.2. Okay, bullet build does less damage, which is nice because it used to be like if you get rooted by him, you're just instant dead to bullet build. So that's good. And alchemical flask debuff duration is reduced, also good. And the radius of it is reduced as well, also good. It's good because those are like anti-fun things that he has in the game. You gain 50 bullet resistance during the 2-second ult channel. That's good. So if you ult in somebody's face, you're no longer just killing yourself. That's nice. This is a really big buff, but everything else is a nerf. We'll say overall slight nerf, but having that ult channel a lot easier to cast now is a big buff because his ult is so powerful. The thing that sucks is that you have to channel it in a fight. But the fact that you can get resistance now and channel it, big buff. It's a good change. Wraith card trick damage reduced from 80 to 100. That's good because that does a ton of damage in the laning phase, but it has bigger scaling, so it does the same if not more late game. That's good. Card trick projectiles spawn above the reticle rather than on the left side. Yeah, that was kind of weird. It spawns. I like it better that it spawns above it. Okay. Anyways, early game nerf, late game buff. We'll go ahead and put her in an overall buff, but because laning phase doesn't really matter in the game right now, but big nerf to her in the laning, which is good because she was very annoying to lane against. All right, last one, last champion, Yamato. Ton of changes to him. Ammo now scales with spear power. Interesting, that's pretty cool. Power slash damage reduced from 170 to 160. Small damage nerf. Grapple post cast duration reduced from 0.5 to 0.2. Okay. Alt fire now fixed to work with conditional damage sources, point blank, pristine emblem, etc. Yeah, they already talked about it there earlier where they fixed that for a couple of champions. Shadow transformation, bullet, and spirit resistance reduced from 55 to 40. That's good, yeah, because if you were transforming, you just made it so you were like taking no damage, so just reducing that a bit is always nice. And then can now interrupt parry slash with a parry. Power slash. That's good because that's kind of weird that they had it that way where you could parry, you could power slash, and then you just can't parry while you're channeling it. That's cool that they added some skill expression back to the kit. That's always nice. Overall, we'll say that's definitely a buff. I mean, the only nerf here is just that little bit of power slash damage, but 10 damage isn't crazy compared to you get ammo from spirits, and then the power slashing parry or parry during a power slash is big, and then the alt firing, you know, getting a big buff there too. So we'll say overall buff. Map changes, inner lane changes. Added connections from the shop. I already saw this. It's right here. There's a couple of them, which good changes. You know, having more areas to move throughout the map is always nice. That's cool. Base changes. Angled the walkway connection from the outer lane's exits to the inner lane's exits. Added an overhang below the patron's position. Yeah, that's the new overhang. So you can hide from the patron damage while you're fighting them. Added 2 juke closets facing the patron. Where are these juke closets? Oh my god, I gotta log in. Where are the juke closets? I don't even know where those are. Oh, juke spot's back here. Okay, so it's for like the defenders, I guess. Interesting. I mean, nothing too crazy. I think the biggest thing is that overhang, but we'll see how it works. Rope changes. Remove the exterior ropes from garage and nightclub. That's good. And replace them with interior steel. Replace the interior steel walls with ropes into the garage and nightclub. Yeah, I saw that. The inside one's a little weird, but I mean, it's good that it's away from the outside. You have to take more time to get to the roof now. That's nice. And then last couple things. Bug fixes, we didn't really, nothing crazy, but rooftop changes. Raised apothecary and import rooftops to match heights of the record store and comedy club. Just making things more uniform. Removed rooftop details from roofs that are not safe. That's good. And then added rooftop details to new valid rooftops. Okay, that's just map clarity. That's nice. Miscellaneous change collision on the shelves inside the armory and warehouse to improve shooting through them. Good. And then replaced wall landing in front of the nursery and the market with an electrical box. Okay, I don't know what that really does, but all right. And then the last couple things. Bug fixes. Fixed breakable items outside the underground tunnel. Okay, that's good. Removed some duplicate models, lights, and geometry. It just makes it look better. Fixed bug where the hotel sign was replacing billboards on other rooftops. Fixed rooftop details not aligned with new heights, and then fixed enemy team from being able to enter the base side passages. Yeah, that was weird. You shouldn't be able to enter through the side. You should be able to only go above. That's good. Okay. Ton of changes. You know, big patch. Sorry if I bored y'all. That was a lot of yapping, but we read through everything. I learned a lot. Maybe I helped some of y'all be able to digest the patch. We talked about, you know, some buffs and nerfs, but we're not going to get too into like what's like meta changing or anything, because there's not really a rank system or anything, and there's no way to see like what champions are doing if everybody's on an equal game state, because right now you don't know like if your team's going to be all like new players or like all like 1,000 game Andes. So there's no reason to go over like meta shifts or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and throw like a little graphic sometime during it just to show my thoughts on like where the champions land in terms of buffs and nerfs. And then we'll see. Let me know what y'all thought of it. This is a long drawn out Japanese video, but I just wanted to go over the patch, and I did it mainly for me, but also if anybody found it useful on YouTube, you know, that's good to have. But we just went through everything. And we digested all of the changes. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought. If y'all stuck it around this far, you know, y'all should definitely like and sub. Maybe toss a comment my way. We're gonna keep the content coming. Who knows if I'll do more, reviews of this, but it was a nice thing to look at. So we'll see. All right, boys. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. All right, peace, punch, Captain Crunch. Deuces.